If you wish to live perpetually, now how would you live perpetually? How will you be immortal? By living eternally. And how will we live eternally? By dying to the false self. When we die to the false self, we become alive to the real self, which is perennial, perpetual, eternal, without a break. This is how I understand. If you wish to live perpetually, then crave for the death of your deceptive self. What is deceptive self? Again, the same thing. The false I, the working mind, the false self, etc. At the hands of complete surrender to me. Because once we have decided to completely surrender to our master Meher Baba, in the sense of being in a state of equipoise or equanimity, no matter what. It does not, again and again, I say, it does not mean that you will not do things. For example, supposing there is fire in the house, it doesn't mean that you just lie down and say, Baba, I am in a state of equanimity, I am not going to do anything. No. Obviously, you'll take the necessary steps of saving people who are there with you, of saving yourself, of extinguishing the fire, of calling the fire brigade, whatever that means the steps need to be taken. But deep down, you will not be shaken. Deep down, you are in the state of equipoise. This is how I look at it. To completely surrender to my will, your heart must be pure and your mind empty of all thoughts. Again, I say heart must be pure. In my understanding, would be that we must not think of I, my, me, and mine. We have to think more of the others than thinking about our own self. This is my take on what is the meaning of purity of heart, because the little that I have read of Baba and on Baba, I feel and I realize that basically purity is hinging around selflessness and selfishness. The more selfless you are, the more pure you are, that way. And emptying your mind. Now, Baba says that your mind can never ever be emptied. That means no thoughts. That means you are stopping the gati or the flow of the mind. But Baba, being a super master, he has given us a, what is it called, tarkib, a key, a clue, a modus operandi, a methodology, a system of how we can stop the mind, or how we can empty the mind. And Baba says that if you are one pointedly thinking about, Baba has been very liberal, any one name of God which is dearer to your heart, and I'm sure for all of us it is nobody but Baba, you know, then that too tantamounts to the mind being stopped. In other words, one pointed, focused remembrance of the name of the Lord, any one name that we can fancy, that also means that the mind is stopped, because otherwise the mind can never stop. The mind only stops in the sound sleep state, not even in dream state. In the dream state, also the mind is functioning. Only in the deep sleep or sound sleep state, the mind is temporarily stopped, right? So forget about in a state of so-called wakefulness, the false awake state. It can never be stopped except when we are focused on any one name of God while we are doing anything else. We can do anything else. We can do our business. We can do whatever we want to do, our jobs, our duties at home. But at the back of the mind, it is Baba, Baba, Baba. So that is my feeling of how we can empty our mind of thoughts. All those who surrender themselves in love to me will see, adore, and realize the reality behind my form. In other words, they will realize the truth. Those who are surrendered with love to me. Dust has no thought of its own, whether it is trampled upon or applied to the forehead of a man or remains suspended in air or water. it is all the same to it. Baba is giving the example of dust, and Baba says there can be no better example of surrender than dust. It remains unaffected. It doesn't bother, or it is not concerned, it is not affected, it is not irritated, it is not triggered, it has no life of its own or existence of its own. It just is dust. It is all the same to it. I tell you, there is no truer and better example of complete surrender than becoming like dust. Now, at somewhere else, Baba had said, but how can you all of a sudden become like dust? You cannot become like dust. So, first, you have to become like stone, and then gradually you have to wear yourself out into dust. Now, what is the meaning of becoming like stone? Becoming like stone would mean that having the consciousness of a human being, stone remains unaffected. Same way, if the stone is in the temple, the stone is in the toilet, it is unaffected. In the same way, it you in terms of consciousness, Baba is not saying become like stone. We are already human beings. So there is no question of any regressive or regression or retrogressive consciousness. Consciousness of a human being, but remain unaffected like a stone. Firm, what we say is rock like faith. Firm, solid, stern, but having a human consciousness. In other words, not to be deterred, not to be affected by anything. So that is elsewhere, Baba has said, not over here. So Baba says that no better example of complete surrender than becoming like dust. And somewhere else he said, you cannot become like dust all at once. You have to first become a stone, and then you wear yourself out into dust. To surrender is higher than to love. Baba has given these three steps: love, obedience, surrender. To surrender is higher than to love. And paradoxically, because in spirituality there are many paradoxes, there are many what we call as dichotomy, two apparently opposite, contradictory viewpoints concurrently existing, and both are the truth. That is the beauty of spirituality. So Baba says, and paradoxically as it may seem, yet it is a fact that to love me as I ought to be loved is impossible. Baba has said this over and over again, that love is a gift from God to man. Unless and until we become recipient of that divine love from God, we cannot love God as he should be loved. Loved means, as Baba says, the recipient is like a fish flopping out of water, so very eager, so very longing to get back to water, but it cannot. So that kind of tadap, as we call it, that is the love. So Baba says, it is impossible to love me as I should be loved, and yet to obey me is possible. In other words, although obedience is higher than love, Baba says that to obey me is possible, but to love me as I should be loved is impossible. Here ends chapter number 54. Any questions on this? Any questions? No question. Wow. Bhikkhu has a question. Go ahead.
You were talking about equipoise.
Yes, sir.
Baba says equipoise, meaning of equipoise is nothing should upset you or nothing should excite you.
Both, everything.
Yeah,
Nothing should upset you or nothing should excite you.
Nothing should nothing you. It should be like that. Equanimity, tathast, ekdam firm, rock like firm. No, nothing will shake you that way. Got it? Yes, okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Right. So now we move on to chapter number 50. No, what is it? Number 55.
Have complete faith in me. If you have rock like faith in God and flame like love for Him, nothing in this world will affect you. Misery will not trouble you. Flattery will not touch you. Happiness will not humor you. Such faith and love will cause you to rise above the imaginary phenomenon and make you understand that God alone is real. Trust God completely, and He will solve all your difficulties. Faithfully leave everything to Him, and He will see to everything. Love God sincerely, and He will reveal Himself to you. This love needs no ceremonies and show. Your heart must love so that even your mind is not aware of it. Let nothing shake your faith in me, and all your bindings will be shaken off. Once you open your wings to fly, you must fly straight like the swan. Don't flit from tree to tree like the sparrow, or many things will distract you on the way.
This is chapter number 55. 55. Have complete faith in me. Baba has given us this liberty to do window shopping of gurus and masters before we come to Baba. During the early days, there were many people who would go here, there, and they would go to so many real masters. And then finally they come to Baba. And then Baba would say that now that you have come to me, the avatar of the age, the highest of the high, the God in human form, the Rasul e Khuda, then you must stick to one. Because if you go to different masters, you will be confused. A master may give you some order, I may give you some order, and if they are contradictory, then definitely you are going to disobey one of the orders, and that would put you into a great trouble. Baba gave an example, and we have done this before, that if you want to strike water, then what you do, you use your whatever ingenuity, that water diviner, or there are some dogs who can sniff water, and there are so many other yantras that can tell you where the underground, the rivers are flowing, where you can strike water. But once having decided the spot, that this is the spot where I'm supposed to drill or dig to find water, then do not stop till you find water or till you strike water. Otherwise, if you do 5 feet here, 10 feet here, 15 feet here, it's not, you'll waste your not only one life but several lifetimes, and you will not be able to strike water. In the same way, if we have to find the master, it's perfectly okay to go. Every one of us have gone, I'm sure. You're there everywhere. And now that we are with Baba, Baba says you must have complete faith in Baba. Number one. If you have rock like faith in God and flame like love for Him, nothing in this world will affect you. Rock like faith and flame like love would mean, that you are so spiritually matured in understanding, number one, that everything is an illusion except God. God is the only reality. Everything else, howsoever sweet, howsoever attractive, howsoever beautiful, howsoever enchanting it may be, it is temporary, it is phenomenal, it is not long lasting, and it is an illusion. That first spiritual maturity has to come, that everything is an illusion. Only God is the only reality. Number two is that the only way to find God is through a master who has already found God. Simple as that. In our case, we have a master who has not just already found God, but who himself is the first one who found God, and therefore we call him the avatar. You try to understand how fortunate we are to have come in contact with a master who is the master of all masters, who is the king of kings, and who is the one who made it all by himself without having the aid or the assistance of anybody else, because there was nobody before him to guide him or show him the path. So he is the most experienced, so to speak, master of all masters, because he knows everything. That 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 faith has to be there in our own master, that is Meher Baba. And once we are convinced, then Baba says nothing in the world will affect you. Why would nothing affect you? Things will happen. I always keep on saying things will happen. COVID-19 COVID-19 may happen to you, or you may have pneumonia of the lungs, or you may die. So what? The question is, so what? Everybody is supposed to die. But we should consider ourselves as so fortunate that we know that we are going to die, and we are having Baba's name in our own mouth, in our own heart. Because dying is, see, dying, everybody has to die. There is not a soul who has not died so far. Ever since eternity, ever since creation, everybody passes, as we say, pass. He passed. That means 100% result in this university of called the universe. You see, everybody dying is not no big deal, but the important thing is that we should have that faith of remembering him, of loving him when we breathe our last. So it should not affect you. Misery will not trouble you. Flattery will not touch you. Many times, the basic teaching of Baba, there are many, you know, is that except God, everything is transitory, it is ephemeral phenomenon, impermanent. It's a very good teaching when we start with the prayer, that God is the only reality. What does it mean? It goes so deep within our cellular body, each and every cell, that only God is real, that everything that I am enjoying, everything that I am suffering, everything, the roller coaster that I am going through, it is all a drama, it is all bhas, it is all illusion, it has no astitva in reality. It is just a show business. Even that much, if we really imbibe within ourselves, it's a great thing that we can do then, and we can really face life's situations more impactfully. Right. So misery will not trouble you. Flattery will not touch you. Somebody flatters, oh my God, and you just have wings to fly and you get flattered. Happiness will not humor you. Happiness, thank you, Baba. Not so happiness, thank you, Baba. Sadness, thank you, Baba. Happiness will not humor you. Such faith and love will cause you to rise above the imaginary phenomenon. Everything is an imaginary phenomenon. Imaginary means dikhawa, bhas, not a reality. Now, of course, since we are in the domain of illusion, we can't experience that as non real. I agree. Even I am seeing everything and I think it is all real. But at the back of the mind, we must know that when all the seers, all those who have passed over, all the masters, all the great sages, they say that this is just a dream, this is all unreal, then at least let us take their word for it and start behaving as if is very important, as if it is unreal. And when we start doing this, by and large, it does not affect us so much. It may affect us, but not so much that way. So Baba says that it will cause you to rise above the imaginary phenomenon and make you understand that God alone is real. Harping, Baba is harping the same thing, that God alone is real. Wherever you may go to search God, it will only be found in your heart. Make your hearts pure, make your minds empty, keep thinking about me, Make me your constant companion. इतना ही किया तो काफी है. More than enough. At the end of the day, hopefully, with whatever little that we are doing, and by Baba's grace, we will be able to remember him when we are breathing our last. And that's the goal is reached. The moksha is reached. Trust God completely, and He will solve all your difficulties. In other words, we have to trust God completely. When we say solve your difficulties, this is my take again. It doesn't mean that it will solve the way you want it to be solved. I am in a financial trouble. Just giving you an example. Doesn't mean that all of a sudden I'm going to hit a jackpot and I'll become, rich. No, I may have to I may have to declare myself as, as what is it called when you are in debt? Oh, anyway, I forgot that name. It happens. So, in other words, he will solve it
Bankruptcy.
in his own way, in his own manner. Because ultimately, his job is to help us to balance our karma. Supposing I have looted somebody, I have made money in a dishonest manner, like that. Then what? Then insolvent, declaring myself insolvent. Yeah. Then what? Then what will be God's help to us in order to balance out? He will see that all my wealth is taken away, isn't it? That is the only way he can balance it. So, in other words, when he is taking away, I should not feel the suffering in the firm knowledge that the law of karma is in operation, and Baba knows what he is doing about me. So we have to have complete faith in him, and he will solve all our difficulties. Faithfully leave everything to him, and he will see to everything. By and large, the majority of the lovers have the experience that when we faithfully leave things to him, it works out fairly well, as if it is what we wanted it to happen in our favor. Let's put it that way. But sometimes it may happen that when we are leaving it to him, something happens which we never expected it to happen. But at that time also, we should be rest assured that whatever Baba is doing is best for us from the soul's reckoning. In other words, from the point of view of our spiritual development or enhancement or emancipation. Let's put it, progress, whatever it is, that way. Love God sincerely, and He will reveal Himself to you. This love needs no ceremonies and show. Baba has time and time again said, that ceremonies and rituals, cover me, words to the effect, whereas pure love reveals me, it manifests me. He is not interested in any kind of ceremonies or rites or rituals or any such thing. He just wants simple, pure, unadulterated, childlike love. That's all. So Baba says this love needs no ceremonies and show. There is no need for any show. Your heart must love so that even your mind is not aware of it. In other words, when you love somebody, I give this example, I feel most of us in our youth, very sorry, in our young age, in our so called adolescent age, we secretly love somebody, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever you may call it. I did that. I don't know about the others. And how we love, we don't make a show of it, irrespective of what we are doing. We are seeing a movie at the back of the mind. Oh, how I wish she was there with me. She would have enjoyed. If you're going for a stroll, going for walking, oh, how I wish this would have been so much enjoyable. Or if I am studying, how I wish she's sitting next to me and studying along with me. I'm just giving you some crude examples. So we are not making any show of our love. We are doing it in such a way, like Baba says, that even my mind is not aware of it. Constantly, I am at the back of my mind keeping that image that person as my constant companion. I'm sure all of us must have done it one time or the other in our life, secretly, not letting your mama papa know about it, not letting anybody know about it. So in the same way, if we can secretly love Baba, keep him as our constant companion, without making a fuss, without making a show, without any ceremonial exhibitionism of that love, that is what Baba wants. That is how Baba wants us to love him. Your heart must love so that even your mind is not aware of it. Let nothing shake your faith in me, and all your bindings will be shaken off. That means once we have caught hold of Baba's Daman, that faith, nothing should shake our faith in Baba. Most of us say, "Oh, Baba is my rock star. He's so awesome, overwhelming," whatever the words that we use in praise of the Lord. But that is only when things are going the way we want it to go. I want something and it comes. I want to go here and it comes. In other words, in it is Baba's will is in consonance with what I am wanting, and then we say, "Oh, Baba is my Jhatpat Guru," or Jhatpat whatever. But supposing it doesn't run the way we want it to run, then are we still strong enough and matured enough to hold on to Baba's Daman, saying Baba knows best, Baba does best, Baba is best? I am not able to understand why things are happening the way they are happening, but I know for sure only one thing, that it cannot happen to me unless my consciousness of the soul requires, needs this particular experience, and my consciousness of the soul will need this experience only if I have done something in the past which requires me to experience this now, and Baba is allowing, letting it happen to me today in this moment. Why? Because he knows it is best for me. Why? Because it is balancing out my past karma. It is equating, and I am moving forward in my journey towards it. This is a basic floor level understanding that we should all have whilst going through whatever we are going through in life. And once we do that, then what is there more to talk about? If you really look at it, we have this session 3 times a week, or how many times? Ultimately, Guma Firake, we are talking the same thing. There's nothing more to talk about. So here Baba says, let nothing shake your faith in me, and all your bindings will be shaken off. Once you open your wings to fly, you must fly straight like the swan. The swan flies straight from where it started flying to the destination, to the junction, to the goal, not stopping in between, frittering here and there like that. And don't flit like from tree to tree like the sparrow. We see the sparrow, chi 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 chi. Chi. It will go from branch to branch, tree to tree. When you do this, then your goal is lost. When you do this, you get seduced, you get attracted, you get enchanted with something or the other, and we forget the goal and we get stuck up in that particular thing. Opportunity lost. As Upasni Maharaj would say, tak chukla to bhav chukla. Tak means opportunity, bhav means life. This life has been given us this opportunity of knowing God in human form, of having come in contact with Him during the Avataric period, of having read about Him, of having loved Him to whatever little extent that we can do. And so, this is an opportunity, a tuck, an opportunity which we should not allow it to pass from our hand without reaching the goal. And the goal, as I keep saying, is the moksha or liberation or salvation. And it can happen if we continue to remain on the track, and we have our goal in our mind's eye, the goal is to remember him, to love him all the time and remember him when we breathe our last. And if we do that, then it is not the bhav chukla, it is we have really what capitalized on this particular opportunity of the human form. So Baba says, don't flit from tree to tree like the sparrow, or many things will distract you on the way. In other words, you can get stuck, you can be eluded, you can be seduced, you can be whatever, enchanted by things. Sorry? Distracted, yes, correct, distracted. All right. It is 6:15, 15 minutes more to go. Soumya, I think, has a song to present. But in the meantime, if you want me to read, no, I think this is good enough. Huh? If somebody has anything to share, anything to say, anything to discuss, or any questions to ask, or if you want me to do one more, I'll do that. I don't mind doing it. But Soumya will definitely take about 10 minutes for the song because this is in response to Mayor Mayor's request for the last two turns. Any questions? Any hands raised?
No, Cyrus, no
Oh
hands.
wow, yeah. Anyway, so now it's what
We'll have
6.
the song. Yeah, we'll have the
We'll
song.
have the song because
Yeah.
now the best part of my throat is people have been advising me to have hot water gargle, and my body is so superb that everything that is good for me, others, affects me in the reverse direction. And I've seen this so many times when somebody says, this is very good for you. Sardi nikal jayega. When I have it, I get sardi. So anyway, that is Baba's way. I don't know what to say about it. All right, over to you, Soumya.
Okay, before Soumya start, Cyrus.
Oh, I know. I was wondering why you did not come in.
No, no, no,
Yes, Ram.
no. Just what you said.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, I think Meherchand is on is participating.
Okay,
But
okay,
talking
okay.
like Meherchand.
Okay, okay.
Everything that works for everybody doesn't work for him. God made him from a
Sorry,
different
sorry.
mold. You are talking. You are the second person I'm hearing it.
Okay, okay. Okay, thank you, Ram. I think Merchant has something to say.
Yeah,
Yeah, Merchant, go ahead.
all five fingers are not alike. All
Yeah,
individuals' thoughts are different. So
That is
we cannot expect everyone's thinking will be similar to that of others.
correct,
it's
correct.
not thinking.
Okay, okay. Thank you. All right. Now, shall we give the mic to Soumya? Yes? Go ahead.
This song was written by Baba and composed by him. It's sung by Roda Mistri, and it goes "Kya sang dil hai." I'd like to go with the translation first.
Please.
It says that what a hard-hearted beloved you are, that you call out to me and show me a stone. You hide your face even in my dream and wake me up as you put me to sleep. You gave 1,000 hopes. You did not fulfill a single promise. Lasting union you showed, but also showed separation. You made me cry while laughing. You have no shame nor righteousness. Faithfulness you have not. O you infidel. God has bestowed you with beingness. O shameless one, retain its sanctity. The moth takes pleasure. Uh, the moth takes pleasure, and the lamp the glory to burn and be burnt as the blessing. I have been made famous in the two worlds with my sweetheart burning me. The, the advocate turns blood into water, not knowing nothing comes along. What did Muhammad Ghaznavi do with the wealth that he hoarded? Oh, Huma, you give advice with every breath when you cannot even understand. How can you put into action? O slave made of clay, don't be heedless. With every breath, keep uttering, Oh God, oh God. So this is how it goes. क्या संग दिल है सनम जो मुझको दिखाती पत्थर बुला बुला कर, छुपाती मुखड़ा है ख्वाब में भी, जगाती मुझको सुला सुला कर। हजार उम्मीदें यार ने दी, न एक वादे को भी अदा की, बेवक्ते वसलत बताई फुरकत, रुलाया मुझको हंसा हंसा कर। न शर्म तुझको न धर्म तुझको, वफा नहीं तुझ में मर्दे काफिर, खुदा ने बख्शी है तुझको हस्ती, उससे तो ऐबे हया हया कर। परवाने को लज्जत, शमा को इज्जत, जलने जलाने में है ये बरकत, बनाया मशहूरे हर दो आलम, सनम ने मुझको जला जला कर। वकील खूं को पानी बनावे, न जानता साथ कुछ न आवे, किया क्या महमूद गज़नवी ने, दुनिया की दौलत जमा जमा कर। हुमा तू हर दम करे नसीहत, समझ नहीं तो अमल हो कैसा, ना हो तू गाफिल एक खाके बंदे, ज़बां से हर दम खुदा खुदा कर। क्या संग दिल है सनम जो मुझको, दिखाती पत्थर बुला बुला कर, छुपाती मुखड़ा है ख्वाब में भी, जगाती मुझको सुला सुला कर। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
Jai Baba. Thank you. Thank you, sir. All right. Now we still have about 7 minutes, and I don't want to start any reading right now. So, any suggestions?
Meaning of the song?
Oh, meaning of the song. Samya, once again, give the meaning of the song. She has already given, but she'll do it again if you want, since you want.
Given in the beginning.
I did.
Ah,
More
okay.
detail,
So,
more
what do we
detail.
do then? Shall we give the
Can
meaning?
I sing something?
Instead, she can sing another song.
She can sing another song is a good suggestion. Chalo, Samya, sing another song. Nobody is requesting me to sing a song. Huh? How surprising. Any. Okay. Jai Baba.
In this silent time, my heart is sleeping where I can't even feel you or know your touch in my night. In this silent time, I keep on dreaming. If only I could wake up and see your light. May it please take me. May it remake me. May it please wake me. I've been dreaming too long, too long. In my endless dream, I'm deaf, I'm blind, and I can't hear or see you. But I know I'm yours, you're mine. The dream goes on, the dream goes by, and still I don't even know you. Only the dreams I have cried, may it please take me, may it remake me, may it please wake me. I've been dreaming too long, too long. The dream goes on, the dream goes by, and still I don't even know you. Only the dreams I have cried, may it please take me, may it remake me, may it please wake me. I've been dreaming too long, too long. Jai Baba.
Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. So I think it applies to all of us. We've all been dreaming too long, and it's time for us to really wake up. And therefore, the request is to remake me, to take me, to wake me, because I have been dreaming too long. All of us have been dreaming so long. Great. We still have how many minutes? Let me see. We still have 3 more minutes. Samya, would you like to sing anything else? Istiyaki or something?
इश्तिया के शोक जब हद से सिवा हो जाएगा, इश्तिया के शोक जब हद से सिवा हो जाएगा, सामने आँखों के वो जलवानुमा हो जाएगा, सामने आँखों के वो जलवानुमा हो जाएगा। क्या कहूँ आए दिल खुद ही खो कर तू क्या हो जाएगा, क्या कहूँ आए दिल खुद ही खो कर तू क्या हो जाएगा, वासिले हक होगा बंदे से खुदा हो जाएगा, वासिले हक होगा बंदे से खुदा हो जाएगा। कानों में आकर के वो कहे गए मुझे पर्दे की बात। कानों में आकर के वो कहे गए मुझे पर्दे की बात। मैं तेरा हो जाऊंगा जब तू मेरा हो जाएगा। मैं तेरा हो जाऊंगा जब तू मेरा हो जाएगा। इश्तिया के शोक जब हद से सिवा हो जाएगा। सामने आँखों के वो जलवानुमा हो जाएगा।
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. Sharp 6:30.
Thank you, Baba.
Thank you very much. Thanks to all of you. Thank you, Baba. Avatar Meher
मेहर
Baba.
बाबा की
जय.
जय।